Hi there, my name is Dominic and I have yet another video for you considering the Controls.js technology. Last time we have created a simple graphical user environment using form editor. This time let's add some functionality to our components using event-driven programming. So, what are events? Events are a way of reacting to actions such as user input. Our user can click on buttons, type text into various fields, set focus to components and much more. So let's see how we can actually bind events to our GUI using the form editor. Here I have already prepared a simple application consisting of a group box containing some user information data and a button that's supposed to perform some action with the user's input. The idea of such a simple application usually is some sort of data collection. Our user types his initials, hits the button, and we perform some database action like saving the data. Let's not bother with databases here, but focus only on events and how to handle them. So how is our application supposed to work specifically? The user is supposed to input his information using these three edit fields: the user edit, age edit, and email edit. The user edit is supposed to be required, the other two are not. Because of this, the submit button, this one, submit button, is supposed to be disabled or enabled depending on whether this value is defined. And after that, we should bind some onClick event to this button that's supposed to perform some sort of action when the user clicks it. Well, how do we achieve that? Let's first solve the issue of the button's enableness. The submit button should be probably disabled by default because the username edit is empty when the application starts. So I'm going to click the button, go to the properties window, switch to data, and make it disabled this way. Well, that was easy, but on runtime it's supposed to change dynamically depending on the user edit's text. Whenever the text changes, we have to check if the result is empty or not. So let's add an event to our user edit. I'm going to switch to events and we are going to define on text changed event. So check this checkbox, click here, and we will type some actual code. So app form is the name of our main form. We want to be changing the submit button and set it to enabled or disabled depending on the text in the user edit. User edit is referenced by this C variable. So C dot get text function that returns the actual value of the text of the edit, and it's going to be compared to an empty string, and depending on the result set the button to enabled or disabled. So I'm going to hit OK, and let's remind ourselves that all the changes that we make here in the design window are mirrored in the code. So let's check. And really, our user edit now has an event on text changed that's altering the submit button the way we've typed. Okay, so now what about the button and its click event? We won't be using any databases here. Let's just add some simple label, for example. So, okay, label, std label, add one here, name it message label, for example, and make it empty by default. Let's uncheck the text. Okay, so now we want to define an onClick event for the button. So let's go to events, click here, the onClick checkbox, and let's make some code. I have already prepared it beforehand, so we don't waste much time. I'm going to copy paste it. So what happens here? we define some text variable, append some text into it, and the values of user edit, age edit, email edit. And the result we are going to set to the message label and its text. This should be fine. I'm going to click OK. The changes of course mirrored into the code. And now we can actually take a look at how our application looks like. I'm going to save all the changes and hit run. Chrome is going to start our application. As you can see, the button is disabled by default. When I type Dominic, it enables. When I clear it again, it should disable. Yes, as you can see. So okay, so Dominic is fine, I guess. My age is going to be 11, for example. And the mail is going to be dom@test.com. So let's test the onClick event. And as you can see, event-driven click, Dominic is the value in the user edit, age 11, and dom@test.com. Okay, great. That was kind of easy, wasn't it? So you can of course use form editor to add all kinds of events to your components. Let's try handling some other very simple event, for example, on focus. So let's alter our message label again, appform.message label, and set it text to something simple, age focused. This should be enough. Click OK, save the changes, go back to Chrome, refresh, and let's click the age edit, and as you can see, age focused. Okay, great. Now you can see how easy it is to create and handle events using Controls.js and form editor. Another way of controlling the application's flow are the view models, but let's handle those in another video. For today, that's it from me. Thank you for your attention and have yourself a fine day.